Minister Kishida initiated two policy initiatives. The first one is that he announced his plan for the GX strategy. GX stands for the Green Transformation. And in his strategy, he showed his vision that we will have a 150 trillion yen investment for this energy transition in the next 10 years. This amounts to 30% of our GDP, and out of which he expects that he will be issuing the GX bond, the government bond designated for this GX or the clean transformation, to the amount of 20 trillion yen. And now the government is working on the details of the strategy, but as of now, the grand vision has been presented by Prime Minister Kishida. So this is a major development to accelerate our energy transition with concrete policies and investment. The second initiative by Prime Minister Kishida is that he has instructed the government to explore the possibility of restarting 17 nuclear power plants, and number two, extending the operating life of nuclear power plants from 40 years, which is the principle now, to 60 years or possibly longer than 60 years. And the third initiative he has instructed the government to explore is to explore the new construction of the next generation nuclear reactors in Japan. These three initiatives or instructions currently are just instructions, and the decisions or recommendations are expected to be coming out by the end of this year. But this is also a major development following almost 11 years of inaction in nuclear area following the Fukushima nuclear accident. So once again, two initiatives. One is to accelerate our energy transition with a GX strategy, and the instruction to explore the acceleration of nuclear-related policies. These are the two most recent developments. I think two things are important. One is to ensure that there will be substantial, significant, and sufficient energy to meet the strong economic growth of Asia. And number two, the energy would have to be affordable. So these are the two challenges that Asia would have to think in its design for its energy strategy. And how can this be realized? The first is to utilize the existing infrastructure as much as possible. So I think it will be important to utilize the existing coal-fired power plants while reducing the CO2 emission as much as possible. To realize this, co-firing of coal-fired power plants with ammonia or biomass would be very important in this regard. And also to minimize the cost increase. While Asia should introduce renewable energies as much as possible, it should utilize gas-fired power plants as well. So having a mix of renewable energies and the use of gas will be appropriate to ensure that there will be sufficient supply of energy to meet the strong demand growth of energy, as well as minimizing the cost increase. So these are, I believe, important aspects of the energy strategy of Asia to realize economic growth, realize energy accessibility, and also realizing reduction of CO2. I think to develop a sustainable and resilient energy future, it is important to have a very sound outlook for the future. And IEEJ is issuing every year an outlook towards 2050 on the global energy supply and demand. When many institutes are providing a backcasting-based outlook, IEEJ is providing a forecast demonstrating the best export-based expectation for the future. I believe that this forecast type outlook will be helpful to provide the future for our energy sector. And secondly, IEEJ is providing an ASEAN-based or individual country-based outlook for the energy supply and demand. And we try hard to make sure that there will be sufficient energy supply to meet the strong economic growth of the ASEAN countries and the Asian countries. And also, we make sure that the means will be the most cost-efficient path. In this regard, IEEJ is helping the ASEAN countries and other Asian countries to develop a sound, pragmatic, and realistic energy strategy for their future.